got to the boat here and I was doing this video and thinking about kind of all that transpired getting this boat back up here. And, you know, it wasn't major drama by any standards, but we got there on Sunday, got there with my captain. We get to the boat, it's the first time I've seen it, super exciting. It was at Twin Dolphin Marina. So we got down there Sunday and we're gonna stay there Sunday night and we're gonna hit the road Monday. The weather looked like it was gonna be perfect Monday night. Now we were doing the 1,000-hour manned service. That's a huge ordeal. It was supposed to be done. It was so far away from being done when we got there. Ended up just in this waiting game as the manned service guys were finishing up their service, and every day they were like, yeah, we're getting closer. But when we finally dug into it with them, they're like, hopefully by Friday. And meanwhile, the girl at Twin Dolphin Marina was kind of all over us to get out of there and telling us she was flat out kicking us out on Friday. So we had this tight timeline. The thing that was the most pressing was the weather. Starting really Saturday, it looked bad for kind of the next few weeks. Really trying to get out of there. And Monday it was supposed to be glass. It was gonna be full moon. It would have been an awesome night to cross the Gulf. When we ended up going, it was not the case. We got down on Super Bowl Sunday and watched the Super Bowl, hung out. I actually had a great time hanging out on the boat. I've never done that in a marina, walking everywhere for dinner and stuff like that. Just kind of living on the boat for a week. Got to really know the boat. All of our toilets were completely clogged. Whoever had owned the boat beforehand, just crazy stuff. Had stuffed toilet paper down both of them. I have a picture of us there at like midnight working on this the night before we're trying to leave because we really needed them to work. Friday comes, the manned service people know that we're trying to get on the road. So they're busting ass. We forgo the generator service because we're pretty sure it had been serviced. The owners had told us it was serviced. We didn't believe anything they said at this point, but all the signs pointed that the generator was serviced. So we kind of forgo that. We at 3 p.m. they're done. It's time for a sea trial. We do a sea trial. That works out well. And Paul and I, the captain, end up looking at each other and we're like, all right, we may not get out for a couple weeks. So we just immediately hit the road. Realized how people get in trouble. And that's exactly how they would get in trouble, get caught in bad weather, because you're sitting there and you're on a timeline. You're like, oh, we got to go now. And so you rush and you get out there, and that's kind of what we did. And it said 2 to 3 foot seas, and ended up in 5 to 7 foot seas, and that was just not very fun at all for anybody. I do have some videos of that night, because we were really rocking back and forth. See right here, here's the boat. When you were walking into this area, you had to hold on to something. That's how bad the waves were. Like we would make sure and promise each other that we wouldn't come back here without the other knowing. And it was the middle of the night. But I do have these videos that kind of show what's going on. You didn't think I'd ever be making like YouTube videos of this. I was just kind of taking them to send to my wife because I thought that'd be funny to kind of document it. And so I don't have that great of videos, but here they are. Right. It's 11 p.m. I just spent an hour up on the deck with Paul. We're in 5 foot seas now, and it is very sketchy, and I don't feel well, and it's also sketchy. Update. It's 1 a.m. God, it's so bright. Why is it so bright? 1 a.m. Just checked on Paul upstairs. He's doing good. The waves have died down a tad, which is nice. I was able to sleep for 30 minutes. Still pretty rough. My shift begins in about 2 hours. Just before 3 o'clock in the morning, just relieved Paul, and my watch has begun for the next 2 hours as he gets some rest. Shift right now, somewhere in the middle of the Gulf. All right, it's 4 a.m. and I'm about an hour into pretty bad, so we're going pretty slow. They calmed down a little bit recently. It was real bad earlier. Yeah, so these are my engine monitors. 181 degrees on the port side. 41 pressure is good. We're about 8 gallons an hour on that side. On the right starboard side, 180 Fahrenheit. Pressure is good too, about 10 gallons there an hour. So we're about 20 gallons an hour total at this speed. Earlier when we were in daylight and the waves were good when we were coming out of Tampa Bay, we hit 30 knots at 2100 RPMs fast. These have Mann 1100s, they're fast. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, is just monitoring. You can't see anything outside. Yeah, I'm kind of taking a look on the radar here to see if there's any vessels, but take a look back here. I'm trying to stand up every 30 minutes or so. I gotta be careful because the waves are bad. But I'll get here. You can see open ocean, Gulf of Mexico. So we're probably about 5 hours away from Carabel. We may decide once light comes up just to go ahead and head even further west to Panama City. We'll see. Things got sketchy, and you know, this is kind of where we were. I remember we would come, like, take breaks to stretch, and you'd walk back here, and you'd have to hold on right here. You know, you'd step right here and grab the handlebar and just kind of hang on because the boat was moving, and the videos just don't do it justice of what it was like. They never do. But you know, there was concern enough where you had to hold on. Golly, it was bad for a while. 7-foot waves. That's when I was really nervous. And then we had that engine alarm go off, and it was just kind of crazy. Quick video from the house to just kind of summarize what happened after we crossed the Gulf. So we left Tampa around 5 p.m. We got into Carabel around 9 a.m., so 16 hours later. And we decided we were going to try to make Destin before Saturday was over, so kind of go 24 straight hours. We decided to fuel up in Port St. Joe. That was interesting. The weather was still bad. We were exhausted. We get to this little rinky-dink place to fuel up, and they were like, yeah, we got 250 gallons, or 500 gallons. So we told them 250 gallons aside. They fill up 250 on the starboard. They fill up 7 on the port, and they're like, we're actually out of fuel. And we're pretty much out of fuel. So then we're thinking we're gonna have to run one engine to the next stop, which was, I honestly can't remember anymore. But we fueled up, and then we made it to Destin that night. So I've got some kind of pictures and videos of the rest of the trip. We went Destin, stayed the night there. We went to Orange Beach, stayed the night there, and then we went to through Mobile Bay, and I actually had to jump off kind of in the random area of Mobile Bay, jumped off and grabbed a flight home. Getting some work done here as we travel across the Pensacola Bay. It's my first time down here like this. It's kind of wild. The water right there. I can't believe how quiet it is down here. This is the master bedroom, and the engine room is right there. And it's super quiet. You can't hear the generator at all. Let's see if I can get better lighting over there. There's inside, but just hanging out while Paul drives, getting some work done. Goodbye, boat. He dropped me off right here. He's taking it all the way up.